What is going on, guys? Grave here. Today, let's talk about Battlefield 6 only being available on new-gen consoles and PC. EA has done something here that a lot of people have been wanting to see over the last couple years with games, and that is pretty much not supporting older generation consoles. So when Battlefield 6 releases, it will be available on the PS5, the Xbox Series S and X, and of course on PC, either through Steam or the Epic's Game Store. This has been a big topic of conversation over the last year or so of why most of these game development companies are still supporting old-gen consoles. And I still think it has something to do with, of course, the difficulty of getting the PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X at the time when they first released. It was, something that, like myself, I waited for almost a year before I could actually find one at the store to be able to purchase my PS5. So, same with the Xbox Series S. I got it a little bit earlier, but I still waited. I didn't buy, any scalped ones or anything like that. I actually waited to purchase one from the store. And I know that kind of drag between release and everyone being able to get one availability-wise was probably one thing that slowed down console or newer gen consoles having all the games and older gen kind of being left behind. And also, I'm sure it's probably price. I'm sure a lot of these companies have looked at, what people are playing on over the last several years, and there was still enough people playing on older gen consoles they felt like they needed to make the game for older gen. And that's probably, not so much the case now here in 2025. I'm sure a lot of the player base on console has moved to newer gens. And I think this is a great thing personally for Battlefield 6. I understand that a lot of people out there still may not be able to afford one. I get that. But at the same time, games need to move towards the newer gen consoles because, as we all know, there's going to be more consoles out probably in another couple years, I would guess. So not having a lot of games available just for new gen has kind of held back the games. I mean, developers always say that, and I'm sure they knew if they put Battlefield 6 on old gen consoles, it would probably hold the game back. And this game is going to look and play a lot different only being available for PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PS5. And I'm really curious to see what the graphics are going to be like, what the movement's going to be like. Everything, of course, will change when you have the games just for the current generation of consoles and, of course, for PC. So I'm really looking forward to this on new gen consoles. I'm really looking forward to playing this on the PS5 Pro. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm curious to see if they're going to have a PS5 Pro enhanced edition of the game like a lot of games are doing nowadays. But just overall, I think new gen consoles, the game is really should, I guess I won't say it really should be great. It should be a really good game if everything is done correctly on their end. I think this is going to be a blast to play on new gen consoles and or PC if you're a PC player. But overall, like I said, I know it's kind of rough for some people out there. They can't afford new generation consoles. But at the same time, they've been out for so long now, game development companies need to start all doing this. Even older games. It's odd to me that Call of Duty is still not going, with just new generation. They've already announced that Black Ops 7 will be on all platforms, which I think is holding back Call of Duty. But even some of these games that are out there that have been out for a long time, your Destiny 2, and things like that, I think they need to go away from old gen and just start focusing on new generation because you hear a lot of bugs and problems with games, with updates and things like that. And it usually always seems to be on old generation consoles that these issues are there. Then you hear the developers say that things are being kind of held back from the game because of that or because of, old gen. So I'm really glad that Battlefield 6 and EA are going in this direction. I'm going to be curious to see how well the game plays on these new generation consoles and on the PC. And of course, like I said, probably here in the next few years, we're going to have new consoles anyway. So it's a good thing that, they have decided to go in this direction with this game because I would assume if Battlefield 6 does really well, we're probably going to see, this game be out for another 2 or 3 years after release. We all know that Battlefield is not a game they make on a yearly release, which is a really good thing. And I feel like when they rush Battlefield games, that they don't turn out very well, and that's pretty much what we have seen since Battlefield 1. A lot of these games have not turned out in the best state and have not been put out in the best state on release day. So hopefully this game comes out and it's, runs well. There's always going to be bugs, but if it is just on new gen and on PC, I think we have a better chance for a better game overall. Leave me a comment with your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.